Oh no. All right, we are recording. Are you ladies ready to get started?
Who's coughing?
Edie is
Oh.
so sick. I feel bad.
No,
Oh,
I'm actually not sick. I'm
Oh, you're
feeling
better.
much better. Although I got another tick bite.
ugh.
Oh no. From the garden?
I don't know where I got it, and it was, right under my breast, right, just below my bra line. And
Mhm.
so I couldn't see it. I
Right.
never knew it was there. And I forgot what made me look. Oh, I know. I was sitting outside the other day and it was hot. So I pulled up my shirt to, cool off. And I said, oh my God, what is that? And so I went over. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it because it was in this place. It was, it was on your leg. You could see it. So
Mhm.
I put peroxide on it and I tried tweezers. I tried pulling it out. I couldn't pull the blasted thing out.
Oh geez,
And
that's
so
rough.
I had to go to the doctor and, he dug around, got the rest of it out. And, I had the 2 doxy pills.
Oh
And
good.
today it looks better. It looks less red around it. So I guess it's all right. But it makes me not want to go outside now,
Right. Yeah.
rake leaves and just even walk outside.
They have some tick spray. Have you tried that?
Well, I hate spraying that stuff all over me too,
I know. I know.
Yeah,
I
and I
agree.
keep it right by the front door, and I think in my head I don't want to do it, so I don't see it.
You know what we do is we wear hiking boots and then we wear socks, like tall socks, and we just spray the stuff on the boots and the socks only.
Oh, wow. That's yeah, a good idea.
It looks
Yeah,
silly,
spray
but
it.
we tuck the pants into the socks and then it doesn't go
Yeah,
on your skin at least.
yeah. Um, I actually thought about that yesterday, but I have not done it.
Well,
So I
now
need to
you
do that.
can.
Yes. Okay.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, since we don't have too much time today, we're going to just get started with some movements to warm you up. The first thing we're going to start with is the squat. So if you have a door handle nearby, you can do it from that. If you'd rather do it in the room, that's fine. But if you want to work on your mobility and you can't squat very low right now, I would say this is your best option. You're going to hold on to that door. You're going to squat down and you're going to come back up. If you choose not to use a door handle, which is fine, you're just going to squat like you're sitting in a chair and stand back up. If you're going to do this without the door handle, I want you to try to see if you can get nice and low today. And you're going to go for 6 of those. Nice.
Are your feet
So for the
straight?
door handle, my feet are pointing slightly away from my body and they're like at least hip width apart. They can be even further apart if that feels better for you. And you're really holding on to this door handle as you come down. So if I were to let go of this, I would totally fall backwards. So I don't want to let go, but most of the weight's on my hands. And then I can come up. So I can go down as low as feels okay and then come back up. Nice, Joe.
I know I'm practiced.
Now I'm going to make it harder for you guys after this.
Oh,
How does that feel, Edie?
Fine.
Perfect. Did you feel like
So
you could get...
this should make your legs stronger, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's working on mobility, ankle mobility especially, so how much you can flex those ankles and your legs getting stronger. How have you both been?
pretty
Well,
well.
except for my cold and on tick, I'm great.
Oh no. How have you been, Joe?
Well, yeah.
pretty good. As good as it gets, I suppose, with this pandemic still around.
Yeah, exactly.
So you shouldn't, you should be, the handles of the door are really just for balance, not for pulling on.
No, you want to pull on them. You want to hold on to them and pull on them as you sit down. As long as they're sturdy enough.
But I mean,
you haven't- Here, look, I'll show you. Can you see me?
as opposed to
So I'm going to hold on to
making
these.
your legs do the whole thing.
Yeah, you want more arms here because we're working on mobility. So I'm really holding on to these door handles as I sit back. My arms are pulling back and holding me here because if I can get into my lower squat, right, this is easy for me to do with assistance. If I take that door handle away, I can only squat to here easily before I'm
Right.
about to fall over. So we're working more on mobility with that one. And that will in turn strengthen your legs, but we need to break through the mobility piece first.
Yeah, I can feel that in my legs.
Okay, good. All right, well, when you're done with that, let me know. I'm going to show Jo another one really quick that I want her to work on. So Jo, we have this wall here.
Mhm.
I'm going to stand about 6 inches away from the wall. I want you to be careful that you don't fall over in this one because that can feel like it's going to happen. You're just going to rest your arms either between your legs or by your sides. And I want you to focus on sitting down in that chair, not letting your chin, your chest, or your knees touch that wall. And so this is really going to force you into the proper squat position. Now, a lot of times when people squat, right, I do this too, our chest comes really far forward to counterbalance us, but that means we don't have the right mobility and strength to squat the right way, which is very, very straight. So if we were to squat the right way, it would look a little more straight than it does. So this exercise, especially for Jo, is going to force you to stay upright, and you're not going to be able to squat very far down because your mobility is going to stop you. So as soon as you feel like you're going to touch the wall, you're going to come back up, and you're just going to do 5 or 6 of those. Edie, I'm going to have you do something different.
Okay.
I'm going to have you do a wall sit. So you're against the wall. Make sure you don't have socks on or your surface is not slippery. So either bare feet or shoes for this.
Okay.
Feet are at least hip width apart. They can also be shoulder width apart. And you're going to go like you're sitting in an imaginary chair on the wall. Now you can go down a little bit. This is going to be easy. If you go down pretty far, this is going to be really hard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want you to find what feels good for you between, on a scale of 0 to 10, like a 4 or 5. So 0 being super easy, 10 being really, really hard. Try to find something for 4 you feel comfortable with. You're going to hold it and you're going to count 10, 9, 8, all the way to 0. And then you're going to stand up and you're going to do 2 of those.
How far should your feet be from the wall?
So you want to have your feet about, I would say, 1.5 foot lengths away from the wall.
Okay. All right.
And Jo, how does that feel? How does that feel?
I can do it. Are you supposed to be pushing back out?
Yeah, that looks good. You can do it. That looks really good.
Yeah.
So the idea is eventually you would be able to get all the way down to a deep squat, which I can't even do without touching the wall.
Uh-huh. Well, that was pretty good.
But that looks really good. So that's something that you can practice in your own time because you tend to lean forward when you squat.
Right.
And so if you can practice on the wall maybe 3 to 5 a day, you're going to increase the mobility there. So you can even try getting closer to the wall where your toes are almost touching the wall and you're like, can I go down? And then eventually you're just stuck. And then you come back up.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Edie, how's that one feeling?
Fine, except, my right knee doesn't bend all the way. So
that's okay.
I can definitely feel it.
Okay, good. Is it too hard?
No.
Okay, perfect. I also want you to do that one like every other day, that one, 'cause that's more of a strength-based one. So if you can incorporate that maybe every other morning, that's going to help you really build some strength in those legs.
Yeah.
Joe, are you doing Tai Chi right now?
I am.
Oh, nice. I am also learning how to teach Tai Chi. So maybe one of these
Really?
sessions we can do a little Tai Chi session.
Well,
And I just got on the list at the Aging Resource Center to take it.
Cool.
They're probably not going to start till December or January, though.
Perfect. All right, cool. I like it. Yay. All right, we're going to move to the next exercise. So the next exercise you can make as hard or as easy as you want, but I want you to try to find something between a level 3 and a level 6. Nothing lower than a 3 because that's too easy. And if you want to be higher than 6, that's totally fine with me as long as you're comfortable with it. But 3 and 6 is our sweet spot. We're going to adapt the body without having soreness or anything else unfavorable going on. So we're going to go for marching, and I'm going to go over this first and then we can do it together. So I'm going to come up from the heel first, and then the ball of my foot is what pushes my foot up, and then it comes back down. So you really want to generate power as you're pushing your foot off the ground, and you're going to march. Okay, if you have enough room to march in your house, great. If you prefer to stay in place, that's fine too. I'm going to start a timer for 20 seconds, which is actually a long time to march. So I want you to find what feels best for you because your cardiovascular system is going to get tired, as well as really focusing on the form, which is that you press from the ball of your foot the whole time you're marching. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1, and go. You can always go slower if you need to, and you can always go faster if you need to. Nice. Make sure you're pressing from the ball of that foot. You both look good, and we have 10 seconds left. Good, good. And you can relax.
oh,
Nice. How'd that feel?
Yeah.
Was that hard?
I feel like I walked a little bit.
Perfect. All right, the next exercise plays into that. So we're using the feet to press up off the ball, which is how our feet are designed. Remember, there's 100 different muscles, ligaments, and tendons in those feet. So in conjunction with that, now we're going to do another little exercise focused on the lower half of our body, which is our calves and our feet. So with this one, you're going to use the wall. I like to just put my hands out like a mummy, go up to the wall. You guys have done this with me before, but it's been a while. You're going to bring one knee up, and I'm trying to drive this knee up the whole time. And as I'm doing that, right, I don't know if you can see my feet. As I'm doing that, I am lifting off the heel of this foot, and I'm counting 3, 2, 1 to come back to the ground. Lifting, 3, 2, 1 to come back to the ground. I'm going to have you do between 3 and 5 of those on each side, depending on how it feels. For some of you, that might be very, very hard. So 3. If you feel like it's easy, you could even go up to 7 of them. Yes, so hands on the wall. You're going to bring one leg up like you're driving it into your chest, and you're going to raise that heel off the ground, and you're going to lower for a count of 3, 2, and 1. And you're going to keep that foot up the whole time, or that knee up the whole time. So you're going to feel that in your hips. Count down 3, 2, 1 on every lower, and you're going to go for 3 to 5 on each side. Nice. Very nice.
I'm barefoot. So
That's
it would
good. That's perfect.
probably be easier
if you had
with
shoes. No, it's actually awesome that you're barefoot. So we have a ton of proprioceptors in the bottom of our feet, We have all those muscles, ligaments, and tendons. The reason it feels hard is because it is harder. It's making more of a demand on your body. But the good news about that is you're able to work your feet more in the right way without having them captured inside a shoe, which takes away from them needing to do their full job. So if you're barefoot and that feels really challenging, you could do 1 or 2 on each side, but it's really great that you don't have shoes on, actually. That's good. All right, this next exercise we're gonna do, whenever you are both ready, let me know.
Okay.
Ready? All right, so this next exercise, we're gonna pretend like we are apple picking. So I'll show you it and then we can do it together. It's a balance exercise. If you wanna use the wall, you can definitely use the wall to help you. So I have a wall right here. So I can put my hand on the wall if I'm worried about my balance. And then I'm gonna take opposites, right? And I'm gonna reach like I'm picking an apple with my hand up, and I'm gonna reach my leg back to counterbalance it. If I choose not to hold on to a wall, it looks like this. Okay, if I choose to hold on to a wall, that's also okay. It looks like this. So you both can decide what feels most comfortable. Whichever hand you're reaching with, I want the opposite leg to go back. Yes, nice. And only go back as far as you comfortably can. If you can only reach a little bit back, then go ahead and just reach a little bit back. If you can reach far back, reach far back. It's totally what's comfortable for you. Nice. We're gonna go for 5 on each side. Good. Nice. How does this feel?
Good. One side is kind of better than the other, or one needs more balance, yeah.
That's fair.
I can feel that in my lower back.
Okay, that's good to know. So if you can feel that one in your lower back, then we want to work on strengthening up that lower back so you don't feel that one anymore. So how much do you feel that in your lower back on a scale of 0 to 10? 0 being it's like a minimum teeny tiny feeling, and 10, I think something is broken.
Oh, maybe a 3.
All right, perfect.
3,
3 and 4 is a zone we can work in, but we still want to try and avoid the pain if we can, not because something bad is happening, but because of how our brain works. It's going to help us to do things that feel good, not things that feel bad. So the next thing we're going to do is going to play into that lower back strength. And we're going to do it without weights today, but eventually I want you guys to start bringing weights again to class, and we want to start upping your weights even. So we're going to do no weights today. You have the wall. We're going to do the deadlift. So if you remember, the deadlift is when I'm standing here, I have my feet at least hip width apart. Okay, I'm about, I think for this one, about 1 foot length away from the wall to start. And I'm going to imagine that some object is coming to my belt buckle and it's pushing my hips back and is making my hips move back until they touch the wall. Now, I don't have the mobility to touch the wall from here. Make sure you can see my legs. Unless I reach really, really far with that butt, but not everyone's going to have that. So you can take a teeny step back until you feel like you can tap on that wall, and then you can drive the hips forward. So if you could see my knees, they're not really bending, they're soft, but all the movement is coming from these hips. Does that make sense? Nice, that looks good, Joe. I want you both to do 10 of those.
See, that's why I was having trouble on the wall squatting, because I always mix the body positions. This is your
Deadlift, yes.
Yeah.
Good, that's okay. Those two are actually confusing. They look very similar. They feel different once you get the hang of them, but they're hard to remember.
What is this one called?
This is excuse me, called the deadlift.
Deadlift. Okay.
Nice. And you're both gonna go for 10 of these and let me know how that feels.
One more.
Nice. Nice. You both look good. All right, when you're done with your 10, let me know. Perfect. Okay, how did that feel on your back, Edie?
I know it's there. I don't feel it as much as I felt it with the other thing that we did.
Okay, perfect. I want you to work on this one at home. So remember, these hips are coming back and they're driving forward. So my head's gonna come down, my head's gonna come back up. And if you can do 5 of those every single day, that would be awesome.
Yeah, would be.
All right, the next thing we're gonna do is a little stretching. So you can do this however you want because I know that it's not easy to reach your hands necessarily over your head. So if you find you can't reach your hands over your head, you can put them on your hips. You can even put them out like an airplane. It's totally up to you if you want them here, here, or here. But the exercise that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna put mine here, is I'm gonna reach out with one hand if my hands are here to one side, and I'm going to stretch up and over this way. And I'm going to try to focus on my breath, and I'm gently going to come back. And I'm going to stretch up and over this way. If you can reach your hands over your head, you can do that. And I'm going to come back. So sometimes this feels like a very intense stretch. So be careful not to stretch too far or too much today if that doesn't feel good. Nice.
Yes. But this is where what Joe said, one side you could feel more than the other. When I lean to the left, it's much tighter on my right side
That makes sense.
than it is on when I lean to the right, it's much looser on my left.
Okay, good to know. So let's try this one then and see how it feels. Your hands are going to be down by your sides, nice and relaxed. And I'm going to tip down towards one side. So my fingertips are sliding down my leg until they're maybe about at my knee if I can comfortably go there. And then I'm going to come back up straight and go down the other side. Now, do you feel that more on one side than the other?
Yep.
Perfect. Same side?
Yep.
Good. Okay, perfect. So if this exercise feels less intense, you can do this one. If it feels the same, you can choose between those two. We're going to now stand with our hips, our feet shoulder width apart. Our knees are soft, and we're just going to rotate our chest from right to left. If you're feeling really stiff, you're definitely going to feel this, but hopefully not in a bad way. Letting these arms hang nice and heavy, like gravity is pulling them down. Nice. Good. And you can go ahead and start to relax. Now we're going to go to these hips. This is going to potentially be what you feel in your lower back. We're going to make those hip circles like we usually do at the beginning of class, now at the end of class. So you can always move your feet together more if you wish. You're going to make circles with these hips for 8 in one direction and then 8 in the other direction. And you can make these circles as big or as little as you'd like, depending on what feels good for you. No matter what size the circle is that you have, this is going to help your body calm down that lower back a little bit. And so 8 in one direction and then 8 in the other direction. Nice.
Yeah, definitely my right hip feels tighter than my left one.
Okay, that's good to know. That is something that we can work on. So whenever we have tightness, stiffness, pain, the body can respond really well to increasing the capacity through load. So what does that mean? That means we want to find some exercises that feel good, where we can add some weights to them. And so your spine and other areas in your body like need load, which is weight, like your body needs water. So we don't put load on our spine in a safe way, eventually it doesn't really recognize how to do its job anymore, and sometimes things can start to hurt. Pain is super complex, so there's not like one solution for it, but one thing that they have shown that's very beneficial is finding movements that feel good, that we can confidently do with weight, and in our body can respond to that in a very positive way. Do either of you have any questions?
No, I was going to say about Tai Chi and Qigong. Everything is done softly. And when you do things like move out like this, you are moving from your spine outwards. So everything you're teaching, your class, Tai Chi, Qigong, Feldenkrais, it's all part of the same thing, you know?
Yes, that's great. And if you're interested, next time we can do a Tai Chi for 30 minutes so I can put together a routine for you guys if you like that.
Sure.
All right, let's do it. That's what we'll do next Thursday. And that is good insight, Joe. Thank you for that insight. Thank you both so much. And I am meeting my teacher tonight, so we'll put together a routine for you guys on Thursday.
Okay.
Bye.
And good luck. I hope glad everything has calmed down where you are.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you for understanding. And I hope that you
Yeah,
feel better as well.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you went through, but I assumed it was complicated.
My
Yeah.
family got COVID and they were not managing it well. So I was trying to help them manage it. It was
Oh,
challenging.
God.
Yes, but hopefully we all stay healthy.
Well, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who manages it well, you know?
Well, they were
With all
like,
the
we're
anxiety.
gonna go to the store, and I'm like, no, you guys cannot get in your car and drive to the store if you have COVID. It was like really
Right.
bad.
I
So,
know.
it was hard. I don't know how many people are struggling with this too, but some people don't understand that you can't go out.
I know, amazing. My granddaughter just got tested yesterday because she had this cold. The school said, you know, whatever, you have to go get tested.
Is she okay?
Oh, she's just got the cold symptoms. We won't find out about the test until maybe today or tomorrow.
Oh, I hope she's okay. I know that the people I know who've gotten it, who are vaccinated, have been okay. It's just
Yeah.
a
Well, she hasn't
nuisance.
been, so.
Yes. Yes. I hope you feel better, Edie. I'm glad you are already better, and I hope that cough goes away for you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.